Okay, guys, I'm back playing Cities Skylines. I'm playing this with this city again that I started in previous videos. In this city, I created this eight-way intersection that connects multiple. Well, eventually, it's going to connect multiple small towns and a small, well, not a small, but big, eventually, urban center in the middle. But for now, I've just created a small. Looks like three small towns, and now I'm working on the main, or at least one of the main central urban centers. So let's dive closer into that. That's what I'm going to look at in this video. I already basically created most of it. I just have had the game on pause, so none of the actual regular buildings have been built up yet. And that's what I want to show in this video. But first I'll do a quick tour of what I did here. I did kind of a focus on tourism and pedestrian friendly sort of city. So I created this sort of, let's look at the road layout. I created these one-way roads that kind of circles around the city and creates these big block areas. And within those, kind of mostly towards the center, I added lots of these, what do they call them? Unique buildings. So most of the unique buildings that I looked at for high entertainment value here. If you look here, noise pollution of the expo center, noise pollution 75, entertainment 150. So I did that to attract a lot of tourists. So in addition to the road system and the highway system, I created a few highway on-ramps here. There's some highway on-ramps over here, off and on. And I also have a kind of like a one-way underground highway. Let me see if I can go underground here. There we go. Right here, there's an underground on-ramp going here. It's one way. Goes to the port. I'm not sure what's called in the game, but anyways, it goes to there and goes off over here to an off-ramp connecting this one. So there's multiple ways to get into the city using highways. But in addition to that, I also have, as I just mentioned, what do you call it? It's called a harbor. So I created a harbor so people can arrive by ship. I also created a train station over here where they can arrive by train. And then once they're in the city, they can travel by subway. I think you saw that in the underground map there, but let me dive in closer. So there's lots of subway routes here, subway stations. Basically in every one of those big blocks, there's a subway station that connect it. And also bus routes. Oh, the blue here is bus routes. They kind of use the circular flow of the road system. The bus kind of just circles around. So in addition to that, what I mentioned before is I want this to be a very pedestrian-friendly city. So I've created multiple paths, multiple park areas, monuments, places for people to visit and walk around to that will, and they can walk basically anywhere in the city using the subway or public transportation. There's also underground tunnels that basically connect all of these blocks, so you can easily walk to any point in the city. So yeah. Anyways, like I said, pedestrian friendly is the focus of this city. So what else was I gonna mention? Oh yeah, policies. Let me double check that I have policies. So I haven't added some policies. I'm gonna add some policies that not all of these might increase pedestrian friendliness, but they're just ones I want anyways. Recreational use, free public transport. That's the one that I think is gonna be the best benefit. Parks and recreation, yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Smoking ban, let's see, strictly increases health, slightly decreases happiness. I'll leave that. Recycling, slightly reduces garbage accumulation, slightly reduces tech. Well, let's just try that. Let's try recycling. Pet ban. We want to go for high happiness, I mean, like I said, the main focus is pedestrian friendly, but I think that's good. The main one is the free public transportation will encourage people to, use less cars and, walk more, which is what I want for this city. Okay, so I think that's a good overview of the city. Now let's do a few kind of time lapse and watch the city grow. All right, I've let the game run for almost an hour now, And now it looks like, if you can see, we've got a lot of tall skyscrapers built in, and the city's pretty well developed. Our population is now increased to over 26,000 for the larger city as a whole, which I think the chunk of that is going to be in this urban center right now. So let's look closer to see how things have developed. Like I said before, the main kind of focus of this city was supposed to be having it pedestrian friendly. So if I zoom into like a park area here, looks like you got a lot of, yeah, got a lot of pedestrians walking around using the pathways I created, using the underground tunnels. One thing I didn't mention before is another thing I did in this city was using the traffic manager at all the intersections. I created a restriction where, here it is, this here, I banned crosswalk usage so that the pedestrians would be forced to use bridges and tunnels, because I already created plenty of bridges and tunnels that would connect every block. So they're gonna have to walk a little more, but it will also prevent any traffic jams from, pedestrians using the street. So basically, pedestrians cannot cross the street anywhere in this city, at least in this urban area. So they're forced to just use the tunnels and pathways, and it looks like it's working pretty well. If I look at traffic flows 77, which isn't the best, but it's pretty good. If you look at the high congestion areas, it's not too bad. Traffic is flowing pretty smoothly even in the higher traffic areas. Let's see over here. Yeah, traffic's still flowing pretty smoothly. So it looks like I've reached my goal of having a good traffic flow, good pedestrian friendly, tourist friendly city. Let's look at that. Let's look at tourism. Let's see. Tourism. I'm actually not too familiar with this, but it looks like I should have looked at this before to compare the before and after, but oh well. Looks like city attractions, we're up. We've got 56%. I'm not sure how that. This isn't a metric I usually look at, so I'm not sure how that compares to most other cities. Maybe since we just started, it's still not big enough to be that high, but I don't know. 56% looks good. It looks like tourist wealth, mostly medium wealth. Let's look at attractiveness. Looks like we're 56. Is that different from? Oh, okay. This is city, so that's gonna say the same. So yeah, there's a lot of attractive destinations, and ooh, did this change colors from before? Oh yeah, it's high. These are all high attractiveness. Now, is there other things? No, okay. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with what the term tourism stuff means, but anyways, I'm sure a lot of tourists are coming in. Let's look at public transportation. Transportation, we've got people using the bus, 152 a week. People using the metro, 624 a week. Oh, here we go. Here's tourists and then total. So a lot of tourists are using the metro and the bus as well. What's this other one? 5 per week, 50 per week. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is broken down between tourists and residents. Oh, I didn't notice that there. So yeah, we're getting a ton of tourists coming in through the boat, as well as the train tracks, the train station, as we anticipated. That's why I built them here. The harbor here, the train station here. One thing I haven't built yet is the airport, so maybe I'll do that in my next video. But like, yeah, a lot of people are using the metro as well. A lot of tourists and local residents. So let's look at the lines. If we look in the metro lines, passengers, looks like they're all being used, except for line 1, not too much, but still they're all being used. Bus lines, I only have 2. Yeah, they're being used a lot as well. So I think I think that's it. I think the city has reached its objective to be pedestrian friendly, tourist attraction type of city. Let me think if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. No, that's it. I think, like I mentioned, like in my next video, I might build the airport and see how that turns out. Let's take a wider view at the whole city as a whole. Let's see how it's affected the traffic in this central area. Oh yeah, now we've got a ton of traffic flowing in and out here. Once we build more small towns, I'll take a closer look at this intersection and the overall traffic of the city. Let's look at this, the farmland area. Might come back to fix the traffic problems in this city, this little town, but for now I'll leave it. Alright, so that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.